Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and all the time zones, the lands, the countries, and the beautiful places we all live in. My name is Carrie, hello. I'd like to do a video about combination of a combination decks and cards. This is my first attempt, so please, I am a little nervous of doing this. I usually don't do magic cards or trying to introduce magic cards. This is my really first attempt. So please bear with me as I'm trying to explain this combination of cards that I used to play. I know it's an old deck. It's very old. You know, as you see, it's Weatherlight, you know, and Ursaras, you know, and a few of 4th edition, I believe this one is, and of course I forgot now which one this one was. God, I'm really lousy today. See, that's how nervous I am right now to explain all the names of the cards, where they came from, what set, what etc. So please bear with me. But I really like to show you this combination of an old combination deck. It has to do with the Phyrexian Dreadnought. As you see, a Trumple, a 12/12 creature that only costs 1. And I was like, wow, a 12/12 that costs 1. And what could you do with that? Of course, you know, all the stuff that you have to do, you know, to get them in is just to sacrifice up to 12, and you have them, which is not really that bad. Of course, a ball lightning, which helps get him in if you want to sacrifice creatures and all them, but that's not really the combination. But this is one of the creatures, of course. The ball lightning is really a great creature. It only costs you 3 for a 6/1 trample. You also have to attack straight on, and you have to sacrifice them. Oh, wait a minute. So, of course, the Raph's oven, I forgot, furnace. The Raph's furnace, I believe this one's called. You double all your creature, all the damage that a creature does, or even all the damage to a creature. You know, it's to a creature or a player. You double all the damage. Sweet. And then we get to the two main cards, which is the Pandemonium. The Pandemonium says, when a creature comes into the play, it does that much damage to a creature or to a player. So it means, you know, if it has a, you know, the combination, as you already seen, that's coming out. You know, when you bring out 12 straight off, and you have the Pandemonium right out, you could strike them with 12, you know, 12 damages straight off hand. But truthfully, this is truthfully to me what makes the whole combination worth is the Lifeline. I love Lifeline. If anybody don't play with Lifeline, I know it's whenever a creature is put in the graveyard and a creature is in play, return a creature from the graveyard back to play. I mean, hey, I don't care if he has a creature and, you know, if his creature, whenever creature, it's not the point. The point is, you know, you always bring them back in. As if you would understand, just these 3 cards right here would conquer the whole game. Because you're always bringing the creatures back in. I mean, you really, for the Dreadnought, you don't have to sacrifice the 12 if the Lifeline is out. Because if somebody else or another creature is in game, you keep your Lifeline or you keep your Phyrexians. It's always coming back into your into the game. It's the same as the lightning bolt. You know the lightning bolt, you always have to sacrifice it at the end of each turn. End of each turn. That means also the other player's turn, but it really doesn't matter because you always bring them back. And if you always bring them back with the Pandemonium, that gives you 6 points straight off. I mean, it's just a cycle of damage. Cycle of damage. So it's a cycle of 12 damage with the Pandemonium and the Lifeline. So if you see the combination, which is these 4 cards are the combo cards, you'll never lose the game. Of course, you have to have, I believe I have 3 Lifelines, 2 Pandemoniums, 3 ball fires, ball lightnings, and I believe I got 4 Phyrexian Dreadnoughts in the deck. And of course I have other cards, of course, you know, to play with, you know, if I don't get the combination straight out. And the most expensive card in this deck is the Lifeline. All other cards are really cheap. I have to say this is also my second expensive card, is also the dragon. But this dragon you have to sacrifice if you don't have an artifact. And of course you're always going to have an artifact because of the dreadnought. So I decided to keep him in. But every other card is really a very cheap card. I even recommend to bring your walking wall. I believe this is a walking wall. It's called Phyrexian walking, or the, you know, bring in the wall. And the wall, you know, you go just putting in straight off, you know, X amount of damage when you have your Phyrexian, you know, you have your Pandemonium, I'm sorry, the Pandemonium in, you know. Bring your Pandemonium in, and then bang, you know. And what I really love too, like I said, is the Schmelz, is Raph's Oven. Raph's Oven is double all damage. And it only costs you 4, but you damage all double damage, so that means 24 damage upon that one. I mean, you gotta wait a little bit to bring them out, of course. But if you have him in your hand straight off hand, you're really a lucky guy. Him to bring out is very sweetness. And if you understand now my combination of the deck of that I'm playing, or that I've built around, yeah, I know it's an old combination deck that's really not allowed to be used anymore. All the cards are dead. You know, these cards are really old. But yeah, this is one of my combination decks that I'd really like to show you all. Really appreciate. Have a really nice day, a nice evening, a nice night. Goodbye, everyone.